everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So I want to talk about something that we got the other day actually, and it's a new look at Rick Grimes in The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. And it's a shot of Andrew Lincoln. It's like a behind the scenes shot anyways of Andrew Lincoln getting ready to play Rick Grimes in one of the, very final scenes of The Ones Who Live. So before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. We are exactly 1 month away now until the premiere of The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. So now, at this point, I expect a lot more promotion for the show. I'm very, very excited. I can't wait for whatever is going to be dropping now. I mean, I'm hoping that there's going to be a trailer that drops today, but it's possible that because it's like the end of the week that they're going to wait until like September 2nd or something, or maybe like the 3rd, 4th, 5th around there. Like maybe they're just waiting until September. I've noticed AMC actually, like they've changed everything in terms of their promotion, whatnot for the show. Everything is sort of switched to artwork for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. So yeah, definitely very exciting. I can't wait for the show's premiere. And one of the things that we got the other day was from Andy Young Makeup on Instagram. So first of all, I'll leave a link down below to her Instagram. Definitely go and give her a follow. I mean, she really does a lot of really incredible stuff on there, and you can see a lot of the behind the scenes of how makeup sort of works for film and etc. Right? And in a moment like this, you actually see Andrew Lincoln getting ready to play Rick Grimes, which I thought was really cool. So Andy Young Makeup posted this here, and yeah, it's a picture of Rick Grimes, and he's just looking at his hand. And I'm assuming what's happening here is, they're getting ready to film that scene. And obviously we know what the scene is. Like the scene is where Rick is talking with Major General Beale, and it's a really intense scene, obviously. And so, seeing Andrew Lincoln getting into, the proper, I guess, mindset to be able to do the scene here is very cool. I guess that's sort of one of the things that he does. I don't know if he has like the lines written on his hand or something. Probably not. I think he's just like looking at his hands to maybe, make him focus more on the moment here, because I'm sure there's so many people on set. There's a lot of people everywhere, and he just needs to be more in this moment as Rick Grimes and focus more on what's happening in the moment here. So very, very cool scene here. And yeah, what Andy Young Makeup says on Instagram here is one of my absolute favorite moments of being on set is right before they call action. The lighting, camera focus, last looks, and notes are complete, and it's the actor's time to zero in and embody their character. Everyone has their own little rituals that bring them magic. Here's one of my faves. Andy Lincoln getting into his zone before drawing us into his world as Rick Grimes. And yeah, just a really incredible scene here, really incredible moment. And honestly, I want more stuff like this. Like, just give me everything. I want all the behind the scenes stuff of Andrew Lincoln or Denai Guerrera or anyone really, for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, because it's a show that I obviously do like. I mean, I have a lot of issues with the very last episode, but when you're watching the first episode up until the 5th episode, I mean, it is great. Like I do enjoy the story, even though I would want things to be more like this and that. It's like that with all the other shows, right? It's just more of the ending that I have an issue with, but it's still a really great show. It's one of the best spinoffs out there, right? And I think one of the things that could help this show a lot is deleted scenes. Now, the Blu-ray should be coming out very soon. I think it's September 10th. And so not this Tuesday, but it's the next Tuesday after that it should be out. And I mean, I don't know what to expect from it. It might just be literally the show. There might not be any deleted scenes or anything. I'm hoping that there are deleted scenes because it does help a lot with the show. Like, whenever there are deleted scenes that show certain moments and, there's a lot of build up to this or that, like, that stuff really does matter. And I think one of the things with the finale was, the main criticism is that it was rushed. And so seeing all the deleted scenes, that's going to help so much. A lot of fans are going to be like, oh, that's so cool. And wow, that really built up to that moment. And like, it's going to help the finale overall. So I think, if you're AMC, I think release all of the deleted scenes that you can. Like, if you can release like 10 of them, I'm sure they have a lot of footage, like a lot of stuff that they cut out, right? So just release as much as you can, because I think a lot of fans are going to be really, really excited about that, because we're going to see Rick Grimes in these new scenes and whatnot, and it's going to help. So I just hope that, yeah, we do get the deleted scenes in the Blu-ray. I don't really know what to expect from it, to be honest, just because, I mean, back in the day, whenever you got a Blu-ray, yeah, it always had deleted scenes, and it had a bunch of other stuff on the Blu-rays, or I guess DVDs back in the day. And nowadays, it really is just like, it's just the movie. And there's not a lot of like really cool like menu artwork or animations to look at. Back in the day, it was really, really cool. You would have like the menu music playing and this and that. And so I know that things have changed quite a bit, I guess, because people don't necessarily buy Blu-rays anymore. But I still wish the effort was put in, because I always collect the 4K Blu-rays. And so I hope eventually, that The Ones Who Live comes out on 4K Blu-ray. I don't even know if the Walking Dead original series is out on 4K Blu-ray yet. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think that September 10th is going going to be a really interesting day, because if they don't have anything, like anything in terms of deleted scenes or anything like that, I mean, people are going to be kind of upset about that, right? So I hope that we do get something like that, even if like it's not on the Blu-ray. If you know that like all fans are going to want to see that, they'll be really happy with that. Maybe just on the day release a bunch of deleted scenes online or something. I have no idea, but yeah, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But definitely the shot of Andrew Lincoln getting ready to play Rick Grimes is just absolutely it's so cool to see. It's very, very cool to see. And there has been a lot of news about The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live in the last however long that I haven't really talked about, and a lot of it comes from Robert Kirkman specifically. Like Robert Kirkman did talk about that very recently in terms of the line "The Ones Who Live." In the comic, the line is actually "We're the ones that live, Rick." So Andrea says that to Rick. I think it's, I don't know what issue that is. I know it's like some of the later issues. I think it's like before, I mean, I guess it would be before they ran into Negan and all of that, right? Because obviously right now that's sort of where the Walking Dead Deluxe issues are. And I believe this quote came from Robert Kirkman recently in one of the latest issues. And so, yeah, in the comic, I know that Andrea does say, "We're the ones that live, Rick." And so obviously you're not going to call the show The Ones That Live. So they went with "The Ones Who Live," right? So that makes sense. And obviously on the show, that was a line that was used a lot, right? Between Rick and Michonne, and I believe other characters, but I can't really remember right now. It makes sense to me that, yeah, that would obviously be the title of the show, The Ones Who Live. I think that it's very cool to actually have the show called The Ones Who Live, even though originally I wasn't the biggest fan of it, because I thought that The Walking Dead Rick and Michonne made a lot more sense, and I still partially do believe that, but I think The Ones Who Live also does kind of work, because now we just call it The Ones Who Live. Like for me before, I didn't want to call it The Walking Dead The Ones Who Live because it's such a long title, but just calling it The Ones Who Live, that makes sense. Like I'm trying to get used to calling Daryl Dixon just Daryl Dixon, because I'm always referring to it as like The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 2, and that's just such a long, title to say, and so I'm just trying to say Daryl Dixon Season 2 or just Season 2, because I think it's a lot easier to say that. And Dead City, I think Dead City is pretty easy. And that's the one thing too, is it's very cool hearing Robert Kirkman talk about The Ones Who Live, because I mean, I don't really know any of the issues behind what happened, between Robert Kirkman and AMC. Maybe they're getting along fine. Maybe Robert Kirkman is just focusing on his own thing. I have no idea. I just miss when Robert Kirkman was involved with like AMC and involved with a lot of the projects and all that in terms of promotion. Like he would be there at Comic-Con talking about this next series and all of that. And I'm just, or I guess the next season or whatever, not necessarily next series, although he was there, I believe, for the spinoffs and all that. I just miss that, because there's that added element of, you're the original creator of all of this. You created The Walking Dead, and you're here talking about like this spinoff and all of that. And I really do miss that aspect to all of it. Like it's been quite some time. I don't even know if he was there for The Walking Dead Season 10. I know he wasn't there for the final season at Comic-Con and all that. So maybe around Season 9 or 10 was like the last appearance from him. And I mean, yeah, it's definitely just it's unfortunate, because I want Robert Kirkman to be a lot more involved with things, related to The Walking Dead, because I think that there's a lot that they can actually do here. And also what's happened since then, I believe. And I do want to do a video on this. I do want to do a whole like let's play or sort of playthrough of the Walking Dead Telltale games, and then do a review of each season, break down everything, and then afterwards talk about the rights to making a television show for the Walking Dead Telltale's game, because I feel like it should be a lot simpler than it is, because I think Skybound owns the rights now. It would just be them making a deal with AMC, and so I don't really know necessarily what the issue is there. Like, there's something off there, and I mean, I wish that a deal could be done. I mean, Robert Kirkman said recently about making an animated Walking Dead comic series or whatever, right? Or I guess just an animated Walking Dead series, not an animated Walking Dead comic series. Or I guess maybe it would be based more off of the comic, and he said something like, it would have to take getting the rights back from AMC in order for that to happen. So does that mean because AMC doesn't want to work with Robert Kirkman anymore? Or is it because Robert Kirkman wants to do other things, this and that? Like, I have no idea. Again, like, I don't really want to speculate on that at all, because we have no idea at all. Like, I have no idea, the reasons for all of that. I want this stuff to happen, as a fan. You want to see these things happen. And yeah, but it was very cool to actually see Robert Kirkman talking about The Ones Who Live here. And also it was very cool to see a new behind the scenes shot of Andrew Lincoln as Rick Grimes in The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live. So yeah, definitely post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.